Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Homie Picks. It is the two of us. It is me and Lou. Ben is on his bye week. Now we have all three have had a bye week.
Yes.
We will all three be back together for Thanksgiving picks. But we're gonna hit you off with this week of football. Um, Basketball is still in recession. Baseball, same. Hockey, the same. Um, Basketball did have its draft. Um, Lou, you happy for your Knicks?
I'm happy with the pick. You
Obi,
know, I, I'm
Obi
happy
won.
with Obi. I'm happy. I'm looking. I put it this way. Listen, we didn't sit down with Tyler Burton. We didn't sit down with him.
Halliburton,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, we didn't even have a meeting with him. He even worked out for us. So
Mm.
just to take a flyer on him at 8, I wasn't gonna be too happy with that. But Obi's a solid pick. Um, little more mature than the other 18, 19-year-olds in the draft. Explosiveness, he reminds me of Amari before the knee injuries.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping we get from him. Um, Point guard to be determined right now. Uh, I know we're struggling for a point guard, but I don't think we were going to find a point guard in the draft, even if he, maybe higher up, LaMelo was there, but I don't feel we should have mortgaged our future just to pick, a ball. So um, I'm happy with the pick, so I'm expecting good things from Obi.
I mean, you would have got the third ball, man.
Yeah, and him. I don't even know what Charlotte's doing right now. Like they throwing boatloads of money at Gordon Hayward to be a 10, 11 seed. They overpaid for him. 30 mil a year. That's over. That's way over price for him, especially at this stage of career.
I mean, the smartest thing they did was offload Batum.
Yeah, but even then they stretched him out $9 million for the next 3 years against your cap. That's a big hit. They might have been better off taking the $27 million hit this year, during the bubble league, and then come out of here.
Brooklyn did it with Darren Williams. Luol Deng was on the Lakers shit. Like
Luol Deng still getting paid.
Yeah, for the next 2 more years. So
2 more years, and we got
we all got to bite a bullet at one point.
Yeah, I mean we got Joakim Noah's contract hitting us till next year, so that's $6 million.
See, we all got to bite a bullet at one.
Yeah, I know, but $9 million when you could have taken that one hit on the chin in the 72 game season. I think
honestly, for Charlotte, it would have been cool if they did that because honestly, look what they're really spending that money on.
Right. I think it's wasted money. They just blew on a small forward. Granted, he bounced back very, very well. Mm-hmm. I think you overpaid for him. I think you should have let it. If you were the dark horse, you should have let the Knicks drive that price up, or level set that price for you. Because I know the Knicks were trying to come in at 3 years maybe, with more money up front. Yeah. I say you let New York make the offer, and then you come up, a little higher above them. But when you swing it for the fences at 4 years, 120 mil, that's tough. That's
somebody with bad wheels.
Yeah. That's a hard sell. But let's see how the NBA season goes. Looks like the Lakers stacked up.
They are. I mean, they are retooling. They stole Montrez.
Yeah, that's that Rich Paul Clutch Sports connection right there showing itself. Yeah. And they got him on a cheap too, on a mid-level exception for 2 years, $19 million. That's a steal. I thought he would command more coming off as a sixth man of the year.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to see next year. I mean, we're definitely going to have homie picks for who we think will make the playoffs and so forth. It's going to be a fun 72 season. Yep. Hopefully, all 72 games get played. You never know. We're still going through this pandemic, and as we're going through this pandemic, so is football. And that leads us into our first pick. We got Tennessee at Baltimore. Baltimore is the 6.5 point favorite. And after last week, I don't know how, but
I blame it on the weather.
Yeah, that's the only thing you blame this shit on is the weather because I don't know. I mean, my boys ain't looking so good on offense, and it's always that same shit every year where we get to this point in November where we're all saying Harbaugh got to go. So but 6.5. I'm gonna take the lead on this one. 6.5. The fact that we got demolished by Tennessee last year in the playoffs, you would think this would be a spark game for us. But you also thought that about Kansas City, and we saw what we did on Monday Night Football. So I actually like Tennessee on the spread, 6.5.
Oof.
I like Tennessee on this one. Derrick Henry could run. Like I said, my boys are not looking so sharp. Um, Weather aside, you know, we should have. It was the Patriots. No Tom Brady, and the ghost of Tom Brady is not there. It's the fact that the Patriots are even a 1.5 point favorite this week says, like after that win says a lot, and they're not playing anybody significant. So it's I just like Tennessee in this matchup in terms of the points. I don't think Baltimore still wins, but well, I'll put it like this: I hope Baltimore still wins, but if we do, I don't see us beating them by a touchdown. What you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Tennessee on this one as well. I think they're playing really, really hungry. I think Ryan Tannehill's completely underrated again this year, and I don't think he minds that one bit. It allows him to do what he does under the radar without, the high expectations from the media and from the opposing team.
Yeah.
6.5 it's a decent, it's less than a touchdown. Um, I really don't know which Baltimore team's going to show up. They've really let me down the last couple of games.
Yep.
I don't even know what to say about that Patriots game. I thought I was looking at the score wrong when I saw that game. Like I was really confused. But yeah, I'm taking Tennessee with the points. I think Tennessee can muster out this win, and if they do, it's a big statement for Tennessee going into the tail end of the season.
It is. It'll be a monster win if they do take that over. It'll be another hurdle that Baltimore has to climb over. Not just Kansas City, not just Pittsburgh, but Tennessee. Baltimore and Tennessee used to have some battles back in, when it was Eddie George,
Right.
on that team. So it's looking like a resurgence in 2020. Speaking of resurgences, the Miami Dolphins looking like they got Dan Marino. So and they have the Denver Broncos at Denver. That's never easy to play in my house, city. Lou, what you thinking, man?
I don't know. Miami's riding this high right now. The path looks very open for them to win the next couple of games straight on through. We don't know what Denver is. I haven't really looked much into their defense. I haven't heard good things about the special teams or their offense. So, yeah, it's a 4 o'clock game. I know you're playing high in altitude. Maybe a cold weather game, a little different from Miami, but 3.5 points is an easy cover for them. I'm definitely taking Miami and see if Tua Tagovailoa Kuna Matata. So far, every week I've said that he's won, so I'm rolling with him on that.
Look, if he sees you, gives you the rock bottom, he's part of the family, dude. So,
that's right.
Yeah, I like Miami on it too. Denver did hold me down, on one bet when I had
for the Jets.
Having that one game. The first game win against the Jets, but then again, it was the Jets. And that was the easiest bet I could ever make in my life. But yeah, I like Miami in this one. I know Denver is a tricky place to play people. Field goals are not easy. And Denver's defense is decent, but not decent to them enough to the point where I see them translating that into offense. I believe Drew Lock is still their starting quarterback, and
Yep.
He hasn't really impressed me or shown me much. At best, he's a game manager, but yeah, Denver isn't. It's another lost season for Denver. Yeah, I like Miami. I think I think they can edge it out more than the field goal. At best, a touchdown. But I mean, Denver has they play okay at home. But I still don't see them even getting into within a field goal range of this. Miami can blow the doors off anybody. So um, that speaking of blowing the doors off of people, you have the hot and cold, you have the hot and cold Colts versus the even hot and cold Green Bay
Green Bay
Packers
Packers.
at Indianapolis. So it's an indoor game. That might be a godsend for Green Bay. Um, but even when I say that, Indianapolis is the favorite,
Right.
1.5. And that's something that you just would not even think to see. This is kind of evident in 2020. The fact that the Packers are the underdog against the Colts without Peyton Manning. So I'm leaning towards Green Bay. I think Green Bay, even though they have played very inconsistent, so has the Colts. The Colts can score 30 points one game and 10 points the next. Um, their defense is good, but I just think if Aaron Rodgers catches fire, especially in a dome setting, then it could be lights out. So I'm taking Packers on this one to cover.
I'm going in the opposite direction on this one. I think Indianapolis's defense is sneaky good. They're not really talked about again. They have the underdog mentality. They play hungry. They play quick. They play fast. I think they go after it. I think they keep Aaron on his heels most of the day. And you know, me for the Packers is how much can you rely on Devontae Adams? Like that can't be your only weapon. At some point, you're going to run into defense that knows how to shut him down. And then what are you going to do? So I think the Colts are that defense going into this week. So I'm making this for Ben. I take the Colts with the 1.5 easily.
Okay, and for everybody who follows Ben's favorite team, the guy who's on a bye week, his favorite team is the Colts. So I guess he has some love going on right now for this. I'm pretty sure he feels the same way if he was here on the show. But we got another one, and that's going to be interesting because the first game was interesting this year. You got Chiefs, you got Raiders. This time it is at Las Vegas, so another indoor game. What you thinking, huh?
So I'm gonna call this the victory lap game, with all the side stuff going on with them. This one scares me to pick for the Chiefs. Again, I'm really really scared. Like after what the Raiders did to them, and I don't think you should underestimate the quarterback for the Raiders, Carr, much. But I'm gonna go with my gut, and my gut tells me the Chiefs are gonna make a statement game here, especially after the Raiders took a lap around Arrowhead Stadium, a victory lap after they beat them. So I think the Chiefs come into this hungry. 8 points is easy. That's like a field goal for the Chiefs. So I'm taking the Chiefs and then to win by more than 8.
I like that. I like that because we're going the opposite direction. I actually like the Raiders on this one. I don't know they're going to win. They did win the first one, and that was a shock to many because nobody really saw the Chiefs losing to the Raiders, and that was a high-scoring 40 to 32 point game. So, can they do it again? Yeah, because indoors, so you don't have weather as a factor. If both teams are playing with that kind of pace, then it could be a slugfest again. I don't see an 8-point win again. It could probably be a 7-point victory. It could be a 40-point victory, depending on how things are being played out. Because KC could take that real personal, like Jordan, bust the ass to get on 50. So, it can go in either way, and that's the beauty of sports. But I think Raiders' offense is good enough to score. Casey's defense could be shaky at times, but I think the Raiders' offense could be decent enough to at least give them something to think about. But yeah, it could be either way on KCLV. But we got the final. Yeah, that was Monday. That was Sunday night football. Now we got Monday night football. You got Tampa. You got Rams. Rams are at Tampa. Tampa's a 4-point favorite. Um, this is tricky for me because does Tom Brady look like the 80-year-old Tom Brady who went against Drew Brees, or does he look like 40-good-year-old Tom Brady, against um, Green Bay? So you get your different weeks with him. I don't know which one comes now. Um, I hate picking LA because LA always seems to let me down when I pick LA, and they'll play a good game like they did last week, and then you'll completely just blow it after that. And for that, I'm still going to somehow pick the Rams, but at 4 points. I'm praying the Monday Night Lights, in Tampa, does something for them. Maybe it makes them think um, better about themselves. I mean, they are the they're the second team in that West. Seattle has a very easy cakewalk for the next 4 games. So LA needs to play with the heart out so that way they can at least keep pace. Um, I'm hoping they looking at Seattle's schedule and saying, well, shit, we got to step our game up. Aaron Donald has to put that pressure on Brady. And for that, yeah, I think Raiders got it.
You see, I'm going opposite again on this one with you. I'm taking Tampa. Um, I think they win by more than a 4. And here's why. Brady embarrassed himself 2 weeks ago on Sunday Night Football. Um, I think he's not going to let that happen on Monday Night Football, nationally televised game. I think Tampa Bay has way too many weapons. This is, AB's fourth game, third game, I think. Mike Evans really hasn't shown up this year so far. They got Gronk, they got OJ Howard. I think too many weapons.
Is OJ back?
I think he's back.
Okay.
I think he is back. Even if they don't, they still have what's his name out there, the other wide receiver. Yeah. But yeah, I'm taking Tampa Bay to make a statement on Monday night. This is their window right now. The Saints are playing beat up, starting Taysom Hill, which don't know what the hell's going on over there. But I think Tampa Bay makes a statement on Monday night and catapults themselves into the top of the NFC East.
Yeah, that's a damn shame. If we're talking about that, the fact that Jameis Winston came in when Breeze got hurt, and that man still don't have a job.
I think Peyton's playing a little possum. You say, hey, it's gonna be like how the Tampa Bay Rays start the game with their closer, and then they get a pitcher coming in like after 3 outs. I think that's what they're doing. They're playing possum. Let Taysom come in. Let everyone prep for Taysom Hill, and then you bring in Winston. When it's 3rd and 4 on the first drive on the first series. So I think it's all fluff. I think Winston is gonna end up playing the majority of the game. He's not gonna start.
Yeah, I would hope. I would hope that Winston gets a try. I mean, you got signed there. You're supposed to be the second man in there. Granted, yeah, Taysom may know the offense a lot more since he's been there longer, but at the same time, you got Winston for a reason. And it wasn't just for the 34 interceptions he can throw. It was for the 30 touchdowns he could. 1,000 yards that he can throw a year. So, I mean.
Right. And I think the Saints are vetting him to replace Drew Brees. I mean, Drew Brees doesn't have much time left. He got hit pretty good, and collapsed lung those are really hard to heal. You get popped again, and it can go right back down again. So I think they are prepping him to take over that role. I just think they didn't think it would happen this fast.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Brees is now going back to his third, to his first thought when he was like, I don't understand the Black Lives Matter thing, and then when he did after everybody rebelled against him, and he said, "Oh, I get it now. Black lives do matter." And then now he got hit like that. He's like, "Fuck them niggas." But
yeah, he got popped.
Yeah, man. But that's our Furious 5 right now. like I said, we're gonna come back at y'all with Thanksgiving picks. Um, for the first time, like in my recollection, the Packers and Lions aren't playing. It's
Yeah, it's really weird, but it's 2020, so
Houston,
what do you expect? Yeah,
and then usually it's with Cowboys and somebody else, but usually not with Washington. But this
yeah,
time is Washington. So usually you're seeing some different things, and I mean Pittsburgh and Baltimore has been the third game a lot recently.
lately, yeah,
So I mean that's not so far out the spectrum. I think last year it was Baltimore and Houston. So I guess we're becoming more of the or somebody else. But I know we're becoming more of the Thanksgiving game as well fixture. Um, but that even more reason why we got to bust somebody's ass in Tennessee. But we're playing a really good Tennessee game. Houston's playing like super trash, so I think we might just smoke them instead.
yeah. And I feel bad for Houston because they don't even got a pick this year. They traded that pick away to Miami.
Bro, man, same need a happy little treat, man, like my man Bob Ross said.
Yeah,
But like I said, it's a good Sunday. Happy betting, happy entertainment. For those of y'all who are new to the channel, spread betting is simple as this. Whatever that number is, in the case we just used last with Tampa Bay, 4-point favorite. Tampa has to win by 4 points or more. Sorry, but has to win more than 4 points um, in order to win their bet,
cover.
to cover their bet. Um, if they lose or if they win by three or less or win or LA wins, then LA wins that. Then LA gets the points on that one. If Tampa or LA is directly at 4 points, which makes it even better, then it's a push. Nobody wins, nobody loses. But that's why it's always tricky to bet on those. Sometimes you can get a very non-definitive winner. Um, Games like the Baltimore, Miami, Indianapolis games where you have the half point, there's only a winner and a loser because
Right.
there is no half points in football. Um, so again, whatever the number is, if it's more than that, greater than that number, then the favorite wins. If it's less than that number or they lose, then obviously the other team wins. So, but this only like I said, for if unless you're in one of those the list is growing on the states that are having legalized gambling. Uh,
Yep, it's increasing.
yeah, and hopefully more and more and more and more states ratify it. Um, it's fun, it's entertaining. Um, you know,
I mean, I think that's the only positive from COVID. See what I did there? Positive COVID. Um, that they're forced to open up the betting world because people literally can't get out to these casinos to place their bets. So um, hopefully this is one of the good things that come out of it. I know in PA people bet here like crazy, so it's always a hot topic Saturday night going into Sunday.
yeah. And look, like gambling, like alcohol, like drug addiction, it could be an addiction, but at the same time, those other things are legal as also. And they always say if you need help, if you have an addiction, call a number, put yourself on a self-exclusion list. If anything, just keep it as entertainment if you can't do it legally. Um, but that's our PSA. you know, to help y'all get through today's Sunday. Again, that's Lou. This is me. It's Jay. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.